One of the biggest lies in the fitness industry is that fat loss is supposed to feel miserable. Yes, don't get me wrong, it's going to take effort. You're going to have to go to the gym. You're going to have to eat the things you need to eat. I'm not saying it doesn't take effort, but it should not be a miserable grind every single day where you're putting in all this work, going to the gym, pushing yourself, eating less, and still not seeing any changes on the scale. And if that's how you've been feeling, where you've been truly doing things you need to do and you've been feeling stuck for months, you're doing it wrong. Period. End of story. Most people neglect the most important phase. You need to rebuild. You need to prime your body and put it into a position where it's actually able to lose fat easily. And again, I'm not saying it doesn't take effort, but it's a hell of a lot easier than people make it out to be. You should not be putting in all this work with nothing to show for it, feeling miserable and drained and low energy and poor sleep and recovery tanking. Those are signs that you need to rebuild. Whether you're just starting your journey and your metabolism isn't in a good position, or you've already gone through a fat loss phase and now you're at the end of it, you need to go through this. In our program, the very first thing every single person needs to go through is this rebuilding phase. I do not care where you are in your journey. You are going to go through this first to make sure that your body is primed so that fat loss actually becomes easier. I've seen clients that were at a plateau for months, sometimes years when they came to us. They've just been stuck in that same cycle of losing, gaining forever. And they go through this process and then suddenly their body starts responding again. I had one client in particular. He has absolutely no problem putting in the work. In fact, he does too much. He was doing more activity, more cardio, everything, and was completely stuck, stalled for months. As soon as he joined, I told him like, yo, we're actually gonna need to do less. You need to give your body a chance to recover. And he was very hesitant. He pushed back a lot, but he also was trusting us. And now months later, he's down over 20 pounds. He literally came back and said, okay, you guys are right. I have to admit it. And I'm finding the same thing in my own journey. I was working with a coach who transparently didn't have me on the right protocols. He had me in way too large of a deficit for too long. And so my body stopped responding. And deep down as a coach, I knew what I needed to do. So eventually I started my own reverse diet. I started this process. And literally in the first week, I dropped 5 pounds after months of my body refusing to lose weight. That is why I'm so passionate about this. If you're putting in the work and your body still isn't responding, we got to stop asking, how can I work harder? What else do I need to do? And start asking, is my body actually in the right place to lose fat?